It's been a while since I've made a video, and I thought I'd come in and share a journal that I made from a big trip we just took. I like to make these journals just as a reminder of what happened on the trip. And I wanted to show, how quickly it can be put together, even while you're traveling, just some of the supplies that I like to use. And hopefully I will try and link some of these supplies down below the video. I created this journal before I left. It was a simple journal. I think I posted it at one point, and it was just some leather from some scrap leather that I bought from an Etsy shop. And he had some wonderful colors, and this was a paper that I got from a company here in the States, some Japanese paper. But I filled it with just different papers, just actually just some very simple papers, but some archival papers and other craft papers and things like that, and created this journal. Simple process I'll have to show one day, inspired by a company called Peg and All that creates just sketchbook type journals. And I wanted just to say that, one of the fears I always had with creating a journal on the go is just, it had to be fancy and I had to do all these things. And I just realized I want to do some simple things, and this will be just a overview of our trip, what went on real quick, some journaling that I did on the trip, and then some pictures that I just create from Sprocket. Now, I am a amateur photographer. I've been doing it for most of my life, and I like wonderful pictures, and so this does not create wonderful pictures, but it gives you an idea of the places that you went, and you learn how to use it, and you get okay pictures, as I'll show you. But yeah, so my supplies are simple. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted a way to print my pictures on the go from my phone. So I do take pictures from my phone along with my professional camera, but this one will print through Bluetooth, and that was one of the stipulations, is having a small printer that can print through Bluetooth and not having to access Wi-Fi in order to do it. I have a better printer that I love, but you have to have Wi connection, and then you've got to connect it everywhere you go. We travel a lot, so I just wanted something simple. So this is an HB Sprocket, and I like it, and it comes, and you can buy paper that you put into it. I brought along this is like 3 things to be able to attach just some extra things. One thing nice about this Sprocket and the pictures is that they're stickers, basically. It's a peel off type paper, and so that is pretty nice to be able to take a piece of paper. I guess I only have one left, so I will go ahead and grab it out of here. But just to show you that you would have a picture on here if you printed it, and then it has, a really nice stick to it. So you can cut it up and do whatever, but, a lot of times I just place it right on in there. So this is a roller that kind of rolls along and puts a kind of sticky tape to things that you may want to add to your journal that you collect. I do bring some glitter glue, which is a real strong glue. I also bring just a stick of a glue stick. Yeah, so I have all different ways to attach things in my journal, and a little Tim Holtz mini attacher. This glue, which I really love, the Scotch Create glue stick, is permanent. It is a wonderful glue, and I usually bring an extra magazine that I can just kind of really apply some glue liberally onto if I needed to, and it sticks beautifully. And like I say, it's permanent, archival. And I would bring a pair of scissors and a pen. I did bring some clear stickers that I've collected that are sort of vacation themed. We go to national parks, so they're national park themed. And I add that and maybe a washi tape. And it's usually a themed washi tape if I bring it. So what I like to do is, you know, like this is like a themed washi tape. And I had some extra stickers that are sort of vacation-wise. To, you know, this is one of my stamps, and I had some stickers that I'll throw in. I'll bring a little Ziploc bag full of things that may color coordinate with something. This is a piece of paper that I brought that I had already echo dyed, and I was able to create a quick pocket to put this card on too. This was stapled on. This receipt was stapled on. These are some of the pictures, quickly journaled. I did bring a date stamp. I like to bring a date stamp and date, and I'll journal. I add pictures. I may have a few stamps just for a little decoration. It's just some extra stuff that I had in my stash that I thought might work in the journal. Here's one of my washi tapes. That was a desert. I knew we were going to visit a lot of desert stuff, so I added the desert stamp and maybe some, you know, so I'll add that to my kit. So I think about where we're going, you know, road trip stamp that was there. So this is a journal. I like to be able to create a kit and create a journal. I bring it with me and I try and do it every day to try and keep up as much as I can. I like to do three things. I like to calculate first. Well, I like to lay out my trip. I already plan where we're going to stop, and so this is our trip and places that we're going. For those 2 weeks, I created a map ahead of time. So this was kind of our route, kind of a quick overview of the route and the places that we were going to stop. So I made a quick schedule. This was our first day out there, first day. I also like to create a gas log. And so I put an envelope in there, and this is our gas log. This is the places we stopped. This is how much money. So at the end of the day, I can calculate how much, I haven't calculated it, but how much money we spent on gas. And this is the receipts. I like to keep the receipts. So every day I will try and, you know, I keep a real, what I call a messy journal, where it's a notebook that I just scratch things in real quick during the day. I don't care what it looks like. And then at the end of the day, I'll put something maybe nicer into the real one. Besides the gas log, I like to keep our lodging. These are places that we lodged, just maybe some receipts there from the lodging that I like to keep. Again, I'm continuing using this as a journal page and taking pictures of the places. And so here's some quality, you know, they're okay pictures, but they're not anything super quality, but they definitely give you an idea of where we went and what we saw. And, you know, your phone can take some pretty darn good pictures. So I always suggest use that phone to take those quick pictures, because they really turn out nice. And, you know, here's some of the things. I love to take road pictures. So while my husband drives, I take pictures outside the window. He always makes sure my window is clean for me, so I can do that. And so again, my date stamp, just some ways to add little things that we purchased. And then besides the gas log and the lodging, I also just have a receipt envelope where extra receipts that we gather along the way, things that we buy at gas stations or if we go out to eat or something like that. I'll keep the receipt. The receipts that I don't want to put actually staple in at the place that we do it. So again, just some more road pictures. I always like to collect the stamp of the national parks that we go to. I also like to take a sign picture. So this is us stopping on the side of the road for lunch. We hike the Narrows in Zion. I should have put more pictures of the Narrows. I don't even think I put too many. But so a Zion, I love to collect the artwork in the postcards. I also like to stamp, put a picture there. And yeah, so I keep it simple. I try and keep it real simple. The map that we used, you can place it in such a way that it will fold out, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I do. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it folds out, you know. Place it in such a way that it'll fold out. I like to try and keep the national park receipts because I love this little symbol here, Zion. So I like to try. Some national parks don't have this, but when they do, I like to be able to show it. And again, pictures. I write about our day. I like to try and keep one of the maps. I like to get a sticker that I will put on our car, and I'll put one in here. So again, the days, what we see. And so I try and keep it simple. I don't do too fancy because you don't have time for fancy. And then if you think fancy, you may not do it. You may not keep your journal. So I try and keep it interesting. Went and picked out a dress for my daughter's wedding coming up in April, hiking with them. So I do like to take pictures, put pictures while I can. I've learned how to use the Sprocket somewhat to get the best one we can. I like to keep just little, I might have glued this one in here, little pamphlets. There we go. And again, just giving an account of our day. And I like to look back on these and get an idea of what I saw. I write little notes to myself, things that I've learned about the camp. I like to be able to collect artwork, so I'm thinking of doing a piece, similar to this, of cactus. Okay, how am I going to paint cactus? It's really kind of pretty. But I do like to collect the cards. You can flip them back. This one has little, stamp on it of saguaro. And so now we're in a different national park. And our little national park sign, little washi tape, but mostly just writing and pictures and maybe some postcards and a sticker I might find, a little, sentiment that I may like that I stamp. But like I said, it's amazing what your phone will do just to give you just a bit of an idea of what is going on with your days. And again, this was a vellum that I had done before I left. I had some extra stuff on my desk, so I grabbed some extra things, but I love the idea of vellum and stamping on vellum and putting just a map, some of the map that we used and some stuff. Sometimes I might put, we stay at a KOA, I might put I always make sure I put our site number, maybe a picture of our site. Yeah, and now we're in Guadalupe, so a new national park. And here is the Guadalupe receipt and trail that we're about ready to go on. I like to make sure I take notes of the trail that we might hike and what things I liked about it, what things we saw, what plants maybe. I like to document some plants. And so yeah, just trying to keep tabs of what we do. So it's very simple, nothing really, you know, here's Big Bend and another national park ticket and some things that I liked about Big Bend. I like these little stamp stickers. Those are really, I love the artwork that goes into those. And I do have some national park stamps, but I also have some letters that I can put together and make my own writings, and I bring that along. And I didn't use it very much, but yeah. And so maybe some sentiments, some things that I liked. I had some leftover stuff that I was able to put there, and yeah. So just, you know, very simple. I wanted to show that you can bring simple supplies, put it in a big purse or a bag. This is a shirt that I bought, and I kept the card that went with it. I kind of like it. Some of the examples of some flowers and plants and birds that we saw on our hike. Another Big Bend map. And so, yeah, so it was really nice to document this way. You know, if I mess up, correct it, and we go on. Big Bend. And after Big Bend, we're heading home. You know, we had one night where we stayed at the KOA, but we went down to the River Walk. And so I kind of sum it up, some things that I wanted to remember, some things that we saw on our trip. And really, I had some leftover pages, which is kind of sad, but quite a few leftover pages. But that is an example of just what you can do very simply with very simple supplies, creating a journal that you'll be able to go back and look at. And, you know, I do this for big trips, and we take 2 weeks for these big trips. And so, again, it's just kind of wanted to show it to you. Hope it wasn't too long and you enjoyed it. And I will try and link maybe just some of those supplies down there at the bottom of this video so you can go check them out. Y'all have a good day.